Hi everybody, I hope you're all okay. I have decided to put a little video together. I teach chair yoga to some wonderful ladies in Hannington Village Hall, and so this video is primarily for them, but also for anyone else who's sitting at home and not moving enough, perhaps isolated, perhaps over 70, and anyone can do it whether you're working as well, perhaps sitting at your desk and just need some gentle movements to get the body moving, and more importantly actually just to get the mind steady, perhaps by focusing on your breath. So enjoy. If you want to sit on a hard chair, nothing too soft and nothing too low, if you can find one, then sit with your bum a little bit forward of the chair so your back is away from the back of the chair. We're going to start by placing one hand over the centre of our chest and the other hand down over your belly or over your lower rib cage, wherever feels comfortable. Have your feet directly underneath your knees and toes nice and spread out so there's a nice base. If you feel comfortable, just close your eyes and start to lengthen the breath. Perhaps you'll find an inhale for the count of 3 or maybe even 4. There's a gentle pause at the top of the breath and then the breath rolls out. And just repeating a few rounds of that breath. As you sit here breathing like that, just tapping into a little rhythm, not forcing it, not grabbing the breath, just gentle, slow, conscious breathing. Could you sit up a little bit taller, lift up through the crown of the head? See if you can imagine a little bit of space in between each vertebrae. So you're encouraging some good posture. The shoulders will roll back, the chin will lift a little bit. And that breath will roll slowly in and out towards perhaps the side ribs. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath there. Perhaps you could feel the breath rise and fall underneath the hands. And perhaps you can just be aware of what state you are as you breathe like this. How is your mind? How is your body? How is your energy? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling sluggish and tired? And just setting a little intention for your movement, your yoga, seated poses today to perhaps just find a little bit of balance, a bit of steadiness. So let's take one more big breath in and a big sigh out. Then bring your hands in prayer. Start to open your eyes and reach your arms all the way up, slowly, slowly. From there, I'm going to ask you to imagine you're climbing a ladder. So you're reaching up through one side and you're reaching up through another. And if your arms don't reach all the way up, doesn't matter, just do what you can do. Reaching, so you're stretching through the side body. Come back to neutral position, take hold of your left wrist, reach all the way up, and then lean over to the right. Make sure the head is soft. And let's take 3 breaths all the way down through that left rib cage. On the inhale, you want to feel lots of length. And the exhale, that lean over. One more breath. And then inhale to lift up. Change sides, stretch up on your breath in, little pause at the top, keeping in that rhythm of breath, and then exhale to lean over. The neck is soft and making sure that breath is long. It's all too easy, especially in times like this, to forget to breathe. Go one more breath there. Okay, then we'll come back to the center. Let's reach our arms all the way out. To start with, I'm going to ask you just to do circles with the arms. So this will be quite a short video, but you can always repeat it a couple of times if you've got the energy, but it's just an aim so that everybody can join in, whatever level you are. Good, then pull the fingertips back towards you so you stretch out through the bottom of the wrists. And you do that 2 or 3 times, with the arms nice and extended so they're working quite hard. And then just bring your hands into fists and circle the fists. You're working through the wrists there, and in each direction, or perhaps figures of 8, lots of movement. Wrap your fingertips over the top of your thumbs, breath in. My arms can start to feel it now that I'm extending them for quite a long time. You're going to pour almost pouring jugs out. So you stretch through the top of the thumb and the inside of the wrists, a couple of those. And then perhaps round the thumb in again. And then let's just shake the arms out. Give them a really good shake. From there, squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears and hold there for a moment or two as though someone was giving you a good squeezy massage, and then roll back. We'll do the same again, squeeze up and roll back. Allow the head to perhaps roll from side to side. Maybe we'll do some little circles, so just be aware if you have a stiff neck or any neck issues, go very tentatively here. And we'll just roll the head from side to side, see if you can keep the jaw nice and soft. And just working our way all the way down from the top of the head all the way down to the toes. Perfect. Let's add in a little neck stretch there. So if that felt enough, you can keep going like that. You could just lean your head to one side and hold there. Otherwise, bring your left hand on top of the right side of your head and just gently increase the pressure onto the side of the head as you reach your left arm out. Let's take 3 breaths through the right side of the neck. And just up to you how much pressure you introduce on the exhale. If you then look under your left armpit, walk your fingertips more towards the back of the head and lift up a little bit as though your skull and your shoulder were pulling away from each other. Sorry, my heating is clicking into action. Good, then we'll bring the head back to the center and change sides. Sit up tall, get the spine nice and long, breath in. And then exhale when you're ready, your breath, you lean it over and you might reach that left arm out. So there's that full extension all the way through to the fingertips. The teeth are apart, so the jaw is soft. And the breath runs into that left side of the neck. And then let's walk our fingertips more towards the back of the head, looking under the left armpit and getting that sense of lift and that breath or two more towards the back of the neck. Good, so now the neck and the shoulders have had a good bit of movement. We're going to bring the hands onto the thighs. You might want to shuffle the feet a little bit wider. I'm just going to ask you to circle your whole rib cage around. So it circles with the shoulders and the rib cage, keeping the spine moving and lubricated. Good, and then change direction. So let's say 2 big circles in each direction. You can be as subtle with the circles or as big with the circles as you want to be. Come all the way back up. Let's inhale, pull the elbows back, lift up through the chest. Imagine your collarbones were lifting up. And then as you exhale, we're going to round the back and drop the back of the hands in towards each other. Inhale, pull the chest open. And exhale. And don't worry too much what your movements look like. See what they feel like. So don't feel they have to look the same as what I do. Everybody's body is different. Just about moving your body. One more. Inhale to open up. And exhale. Okay, from there, let's start to work the hip flexors a little bit. So we're going to lift the left leg up and down. You're welcome to help your leg up if that feels better. If you have the strength to do it, then see if you can use your hip flexor and your quadricep for the work. You want to keep your belly quite engaged. And we'll do 3 or 4 lifts. You can add in a pause if you want to be a bit stronger. Okay, then let's take hold of the shin, hug that left shin in. Start to press your shin into your hands, lift up nice and tall, remind yourself of that alignment, neck is soft. And there's a breath or two there in that lengthened position. From there, take your knee out to the side, and again, you've got the option of either keeping hold of your knee and supporting it, or using the strength of the body to take that knee in 2 big circles in either direction. Trying to keep the breath going, inhaling. And exhaling. Good, then let's cross your ankle over your thigh. So that may well be difficult to do, in which case absolutely fine, just cross your ankle over your heel and we'll lean forward and hopefully get the same release. Sit up nice and tall, big breath in. And then a slow lean forward as you hopefully feel a good release into that left glute, hip. And we'll take a few long breaths there. You might even close the eyes and just see if you can come back to that count of 3 or 4 for the inhale. That gentle pause, and then 3 or 4 for the exhale. one more big breath in. And let's take a sigh out as we lean forward. Perhaps a sense of releasing or letting go. Come to sit up tall, cross your left thigh over your right thigh and simply turn yourself to face towards the left. So as you inhale, there's lots of length through the spine. And as you exhale, you turn yourself to the left, seeing if you can get some rotation into the spine. Again, the neck is soft and we'll take a few breaths there. Perhaps a sense of pulsing alongside the breath, movement into the back of the body. Could you pull the belly in and up as you exhale? Good, and then turn to face forward. Let's just stamp that foot out a little bit. And then straighten your left leg up and point your toes, circle your foot, any movement with the toes and the ankles to get that joint moving. Those joints, plural, moving. Good, and then come back and we'll start on the right side. So you lift and drop and lift and drop. You can use the support of your hands or you can just keep the leg going, and it can be a tiny lift or a nice big lift without rounding into the back of the body. So lifting, breath in, dropping. Good, this time I'm going to take hold of the shin. I'm going to pull it in towards the chest and then start to feel as though you're pressing on an accelerator pedal. Start to feel yourself press your shin forward into your hand, roll your shoulders back. Imagine you're lifting up through the crown of the head, and we'll take a couple of breaths there. Okay, from there we're taking the leg out to the side, and you could just hold there if that's enough. Otherwise you might do those circles, either supporting your knee or letting your body take the weight of the leg. Notice if you hold the breath and just try and keep it flowing. So 2 in each direction, and then we're crossing either your ankle over your thigh or your ankle over your other ankle. And there's a breath in to lift up tall. The foot will stay flexed, and as you exhale, a slow fold into that glute. So I don't need to move very far to feel that. For me, my hips, my glutes feel pretty tight. Especially if you're feeling anxious at the moment or your mind is worrying, really try, especially in these forward folds, of a sense of letting go as you exhale, letting go of anything that isn't serving you. Perhaps that's worry, perhaps that's just tightness in the physical body. Okay, one more long breath in when you're ready, and a big sigh out. Perfect, and then roll yourself back up. From there, we were crossing the leg over, forget where I'm going, and turning to the right side. So inhale, sit up tall, and exhale to twist. The shoulders roll back, the spine is long, and you just explore where your breath goes to as you take nice wide breaths into the side of the body. Muscles on the face are nice and soft. One more big breath in. And a big breath out. And then we'll turn to face forwards. You're going to stamp your right foot a little bit. Good to keep the bones moving, get the energy moving. And then extend the leg out in front of you. Point and flex your right toes a couple of times, your right foot. And then round the ankle or any movements down there like that. Good, so we've moved hopefully all of the body. I'm going to finish with a tiny little self-massage, and then we're going to close our eyes for a moment like we did at the beginning. So if you bring your right hand onto the left side of your neck and literally just squeeze into the side of the neck. So you might start to move your head around so that you change the shape of the muscle all the way down into the shoulder, the back of the body, all the way up in behind the ear. Probably with your eyes closed, if that feels comfortable, and going nice and slow, really focusing on the sensations, on any tightness, and on sending your exhales into that tightness. I can feel lots of knots. It's a stressful time for all of us. So a little bit of self-care every day, 10 minutes perhaps, So you could follow this video, and if you get bored of my voice, you could turn the sound down as you start to learn the moves. Good, one more squeeze. And then whenever you're ready, change sides. Left hand over to the right side, let the other hand flop down. Give it a really good squeeze, moving the head about. Releasing tension. It's not quite as good as when someone else gives you a good long massage, but it's a good start. So moving the head about, squeezing quite firmly, pressing into that muscle. That takes a lot of tension in our days, especially as we might be spending quite a lot of time seated, maybe rounded at the moment. From there, sit yourself finally right back into your chair. Bring your feet quite wide apart so they've got a good base, and you can either place your hands on your body if you feel like you need a bit more support, or just rest your hands down on your thighs if that's better. Close the eyes. Let's take a big breath in, or allow a big breath in, and a big sigh out. And then I'm going to take you through a tiny guided relaxation to do at home, and then sit quietly for a minute or two. So could you be aware of any sounds going on outside of your room? Just seeing if you can tap into what those sounds are. And then we'll come in a level and see if you can hear any sounds within your room. Keeping your attention on the present, could you be aware, without changing your breath, of the sensation of the breath around your nose, and the soft inhale, and perhaps the warmer exhale. And then you can either stay focused on that breath, or you can take a minute or two in an attempt just to pause our stream of thoughts, just allowing some stillness. And if you sit there for as long as you feel comfortable doing, I'll finish now and say thank you for joining me. And I hope you stay healthy, and I hope you stay moving, breathing and well. If it felt nice to sit still for a moment after that, by all means keep your eyes closed, sit for a minute or two longer. Thank you.